to The Paper Thing, Season 5, Episode 56, Pure Rajan. Yes, indeed. Let's throw some more light on the matter. Oh yeah, there's some more light. Here I am. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is the Broken Bottle Boy, aka Mick Wright, and this is The Paper Thing, a daily dissection of the newspapers. I have been away I wasn't here yesterday, and I wasn't here Monday. Monday I was coming back from Glasgow. Yesterday I had to go to do a governor's meeting in London, but now I'm back. Here I am. And I've got 4 papers for you. I've got The Sun, The Times, The Daily Mail, and The Guardian. The Guardian will be today's speed round, and we will be starting with The Sun. It is really cold in my house today, so I'm going to dance around like a maniac, probably. Hey, Select Maya, how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm back. Yes, indeed. Right. Open the brown sauce, and let's get going. How's it going? What's going on? Right. It's going to be probably quite royal heavy today. Today's, oh, incidentally, there you go. That's better. Good afternoon, Heath Moore. How are you? Thank you for joining me on today's show. Sorry, I was missing yesterday. I have 2 thumbs up and an approved medical cannabis subscription, so I'm doing grand. I'm really glad to hear that. That's fantastic. Right. Yeah, prescription. Yeah, I sort of corrected that in my mind. Okay, so let's go. Hang on, I need to turn the light so I can actually see the paper properly. Hey, the Neon Lady, how are you? Right. Starting off, it's The Sun. We regularly start with The Sun. We try and get some of the worst ones. Start with the beginning and the end of the worst, with the worst papers. So The Sun at the start and the Mail at the end. You're at the Business Factory, but doing pretty good. That's good. Hey, Burnzoid, how are you? Cheers. Right. Off we go. Front page of The Sun. Top of the shop. Sad story. Jerry's grief as brother dies. On the left-hand side, Villarreal 0, Man United 2. Ronaldo getting sucked up to as usual. Main story. Exclusive Palace bombshell. Wills and Kate bin BBC. They switch Christmas concert special to ITV Royal Fury over biased Harry and Meg doc. Right, if you want to know about that documentary, whether you've watched it or not, today's newsletter, which was yesterday's delayed newsletter if I'm honest, talks about that, so try that out. brokenbodyboy.substack.com. Please share today's newsletter, I'd really appreciate it. Burnzoid, wife has gone to visit her parents for the week. Okay, is that good or bad? Right, the person in the room today has gone to London to do her job in person for the first time in a while, so she's doing a lecture in London and also other stuff. Yeah, the mood lighting. Well, basically, this is a very dark. We're in a courtyard and we don't get a lot of light into the house. So frankly, all the windows, like the blinds and everything, are up, but it's kind of dark. So I've had to sort of improvise. There is a big light thing over there, but it's too bright, really. Neon Lady's taking a break from dissertation work to hear the most irrelevant people in the world, the royals, be angry about nothing. Yeah, pretty much. Right, so on page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, Calm Before the Storm. This is model Camille something. Where in my head? Sorry, got to get my glasses. This is model Camille Kostek, and she's wearing a bikini because she's a model and that's her job. Also on that page, Compost Bin Kim, £400 for stinky gift. The Mega Ritz Cardassians have revealed their ultimate Christmas gift guide, including a £400 compost bin. Right, why would it be £400? I don't know. Hard for me to care. Exclusive, Royals anger at Beeb Doc. Wills, Kate shun BBC over concert. Duchess the host, Telly Gold on ITV. Fucking Telly Gold. She's very boring. Chronotherm, it must be less relevant than Prince Harry. Don't even have a blue check mark on Twitter, says Chronotherm. Right, elsewhere. High-tech bots watch over Celebrity Castle. Security boosted over intruder fear. They're using those armadillo guard robots. They're not really robots as such. They're essentially security cameras on tripods with an alarm bit. Mum raged at by neighbour days before her murder. An angry neighbour of a mum who was stabbed to death was filmed ranting at her days earlier. Jennifer Chappie, 33, and husband Stephen, 36, were attacked and killed at home as the children lay asleep. One of the suspects who has been arrested is an Afghanistan veteran. So there we go. Loving the Bulldog HBK background, says C122, H122. Yet from my absolute favourite Royal Rumble, the 1995 Royal Rumble. Yeah, it's just a horrendous story all round. The story just read, Burnside agreed. The compost bin, probably cheaper than half the Christmas gifts from John Lewis, says the Burnside. Yeah, pretty much. Jerry is broken by loss of Max. Singer's brother dies age 54. Died suddenly after collapsing at home. That's terrible. John Major, David Cameron, Theresa May, Lindsay Hoyle, Priti Patel, and the Prime Minister were all at the memorial service to Sir David Amess yesterday. Photos of that around. Hey, Dick Pendrin, thanks very much. I'm glad you liked it. Do share it if you can. Would be much appreciated. A bit delayed, that one. Trevor Kavanagh is a piece of shit. He writes, Boris's chance to show he isn't... Here's Boris's chance to show he isn't a buffoon. Get tough on migrants. This, by the way, Alison Pearson today in the Telegraph, and there's actually a reason I didn't do the Telegraph today, because I don't think I could sustain... It's one of the most disgusting columns I've read in a long time. It's up there with the Katie Hopkins cockroach column. Alison Pearson complaining that we feed desperate people who arrive here on boats. On page 13, Kaya's feather buster. Plucky Kaya Gerber, that's the daughter of Cindy Crawford, pictured wearing a furry thing around her top and some tights, basically. Actor John Barrowman yesterday admitted his on-set behaviour sometimes went too far, but denied it was sexual harassment. Yeah, or is that right? Hello, SK. Thank you for subscribing for 11 months total on a 4-month streak. Much appreciated. Good to see the gapes in the chat, as it were. On pages 14 and 15, a property king told his son he would have to paddle his own fucking canoe before leaving an £80 million fortune to his daughter, a court heard. A scumbag died and didn't leave money to his scumbag kids. Europe rejected AstraZeneca jab. Now COVID is running wild. Of course, we have to make COVID into a nationalist thing. It's ridiculous. Sigma, how is repeatedly getting your dick out not sexual harassment? It fully is. It fully is sexual harassment. Fully is. We are a pro-gape stream. Poor Andrew, his earnings just don't match his tastes, writes Jane Moore. Fuck off. Palazzo stars at Palooza. Emily Mack and Oti Mabuse set their sights thigh. Basically, women wearing dresses. That's it. Jailed Eco Air's crowdfund plea. The family of an Insulate Britain yob started a fundraiser to pay his rent. I hate the word yob. Fuck this. And also the front page of the Star. Never ever again say, oh, the Daily Star's very funny. Not that anyone on this stream would. But the front page today of the Star is just the word ha 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 all over it about this guy who's been jailed with his family saying that he's got no savings and he has no way to support himself. They're laughing at him basically because his family are his father is rich, but his father doesn't seem to, isn't going to help him apparently. So yeah, I don't know. Fuck the word yob. Also thug. Agreed. Slenkermeyer. On pages 20 and 21, Adele, its full stream ahead. Netflix keen for comeback movie. Right, whatever. Yeah, Prince Sandra got sympathy when his mum pays his legal fees. Yep. Full cream me up, Scotty. Milk bottles fuel rocket. A space rocket that runs on recycled milk bottles has been tested by scientists who hope it could eventually take humans to Mars. Oh, shut the front door. Right. Drug dealers are dope. He's made a real hash of it. Cannabis dumped in front of cops. A guy was chucking out piles and piles of cannabis outside, out of his house, basically. And it just went down on the street, and the police collected it. Apparently, Barrowman has been getting his dick out openly for years as a joke. Yeah. The Queen is dead, leave her alone to C-122, H-122. Neon Lady, a spaceship powered by milk. Mike Gapes, is that you? The milk. Clearly, SK, we're going to have to get the milk-powered spaceship in to the next episode of the Gapes saga. On page 27, a St. Bernard got lost and was found on the roof of a building, which is kind of fun story. Samson raises the rufters as he is spotted clambering on a roof. The 9-stone, 6-pound, 1-year-old was with his owner Carl Barrett, his wife and children visiting relatives when he vanished on Saturday. But they didn't expect to find him on top of his mum's bungalow. Yeah, so anyway. Pro St. Bernard, pro Samson, the roof dog. They think he climbed up via the garage. There you go. Take That will tour again in 2023. That's a harbinger of doom. What a good boy that dog is. Yeah, agree with you, Burnside. In a TV, The Mind Explained on Netflix is reviewed. A TV picks tonight, Paul O'Grady for the Love of Dogs, ITV 6 p.m. Not the show that Lord Austin wishes it would be. Shetland, BBC 1, 9 p.m. Games Master is back, 10 p.m. Celebs, pro gamers and fans take part. He's joined by Robert Florence, esports star Frankie Ward, and social media sensation Ty Logan. I don't know who that is. We'll take that, pay tax on those earnings. We hope so, don't we? Fucking hell. No massive Tory Patrick Moore on it anymore, no, because I believe he's dead. Pub Snog made me dump wife, she should bin you, mate. Son has never met his dad because my ex can't get visa. That's unfortunate. This is all dear Deirdre. Scared illness will end career. That's really sad. Desires dropped since my Willy Op. Fucking hell. The Sun loves to call penises, cocks, whatever you want to call them, loves to call them willies. If you are above the age of 5, you should not be calling a penis a willy. I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, are they 12s to C122, H122? In Fab Daily, it's the season to be single, apparently. I've just got married, so no, thanks. Apparently, Louise Redknapp regrets the split. Very public breakup, Alice Evans. Ex won't let go, Kim Kardashian. Your ex is loving single life, Giovanni Pernice. And keeping your friends close and your ex closer, Adele. Yeah, because Adele has a child with her ex. And apparently it wasn't a horrible split. Burnside, it's the whole Blackpool beachside humour thing I never got. Yeah, I guess like fucking grim. Just, you know. More women than ever are being cyber flashed. Here 3 reveal the horror of being sent unsolicited dick pics online. For some reason the Sun feels the need to star out the word dick, which is bizarre. That is a disgusting thing. Right. Sharing a racehorse. Today they're trying to get you buy a share in Fair Part Sivola, who's training with Group 1 and Cheltenham Festival winning trainer Harry Whittington. £60 a share. I mean, how many shares are there in this horse? Alright, in the previous ones they've sold 2,000 shares. That's a lot of shares at £60 a pop, isn't it? SK the Crusader, simply do not send dick pics. Agreed. Certainly you know, sending any sexual imagery to anyone unsolicited is clearly fucking appalling and a crime. Slinkermeyer, I literally just got shadow banned on Instagram, and one of the first things I got, a DM, do you like sex? Jesus Christ. The Burnzoid, the only good Willie pictures are of Willie Nelson. Today's £50 letter comes from Susan Durrant. She says, before deciding to make the Brit Awards gender neutral, organisers forgot one very important thing. Ask the public their opinion. The Brits have sailed along nicely without gender neutrality since they were first held in 1977. Well, that citation very much fucking needed. Piers Morgan hit the nail on the head. Oh, fuck off. When he said, what a load of woke garbage. Fucking Piers Morgan. I wish someone would hit Piers Morgan on the head with a nail in Minecraft. Chronotherm, was this unsolicited or was this your OBGYN reaching out? Jesus. My Pillow are advertising in here. G-Tech are advertising their Black Friday deals. And in the sport, San Jaden off the mark as they win it for United. As they win it for Ole. San United. Poch refuses to rule out Old Trafford move. Maurizio Pochettino has refused to rule himself out of the Man United job. Apparently he hates it at Paris Saint-Germain, so why not? C122, H122, Jeremy Clarkson hit Morgan. Don't know who I hate more. Very much an Iran-Iraq war style situation with that. Next up is The Guardian, but first let's have a roll call. How were your weekends? I'm sorry that the Monday show was missing. It was because I had to go all the way to London for a governor's meeting and then come all the way back and whatever. It was a bit of a pain in the ass, but like it is good, and I like being a governor. It's good to try and help the school and stuff. But yeah. Right, okay, here is The Guardian. We're going to speed around The Guardian. 2-minute Guardian, I'd say. Yes, I am the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. In the mod squad, SK the Crusader, the excellent SK the Crusader. Lots of good stuff from him recently. Do catch up on it, and I'm sure he's got good streams coming up this week. In the chat, Alto, Aiton, C122, H122, Daniel LaRosa, Dick Pendrin, Dr. Fired, Heathmore 2401, Caxips06, KJ of 2. How are you doing? Thank you for featuring me in the brain, my screenshot of the ever awful. Who was it that you picked up on? Was it Alison Pearson one? Chronotherm is here. Kinyu92 is here. Rabid Frosty's good name is here. Rachology, Recursive Rose, hello, how are you? Slinkermeyer, the excellent Slinkermeyer, whose photography on Instagram is amazing, so do check her out there. That is the same username here as there. 1727's here. Hello, how are you? Super Gladio World, the Burnzoid, the Neon Lady, and last but not least, Watson87, all here for the Wednesday show. Pearson, because who else is KGF? Yeah. So come on, once again, making something gender neutral hurts no one, benefits many, yet so many people bitch about it. Yeah. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate, C122, H122. Brown sauce. It was my favourite HBK match. There's a couple of very good ladder matches. I love that 95 Royal Rumble just because of the ridiculous flipping in and out of the ring multiple times and him being the first one to enter. But HBK is my favourite wrestler of all time, so many of his matches that I like. Obviously, as an actual real world person, he's massively Republican and loves shooting, but that's often the case. Who cares about the Brits, is C122, H122? Yeah. Fully no one of note does. Right, let's speed run The Guardian. 2 minutes. And they start now. Front page of The Guardian. Chicken feed. Why is the UK's favourite meat so cheap? Well, it's to do with industrialised farming. Fishnets and fireworks. How Moulin Rouge hit the stage. Treasury frustration as key plans mishandled by Number 10. Love it when Rishi Sunak and Boris Johnson are fighting. If only they could physically fight each other into bloody mess. On the right-hand side, Windrush victims still unpaid after 4 years. Oh, turns out the Home Office is still the most evil department in government. I'm broken. Rugby star finishes 24-hour, 101-mile run for charity. Incredible. Letter reveals Johnson's show of empathy on Parthenon Marvels. Just send them back. Treasury frustration as key plans mishandled by Downing Street. Disgruntled Tory MPs start a quiet revolution. Oh, fuck off. Social care funding plans still in peril, say MPs as peers seek to amend bill. Dorries Day to see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. The right-wing press very pleased with her performance at the committee. TV review, another Moorish sweet treat to savour. Great British Bake Off final. No, it wasn't good because Jurgen wasn't in the final. Rapid surge in children being home educated since pandemic. Man jail for murder of Meredith Kircher free after 13 years. Terrible. Tory councillor pays damages to Corbyn for a tweet. Top universities do least to help social mobility. Research finds. Yeah, no shit. New test quashed doubts over largest prehistoric structure found in UK. Creasy leads calls to regulate buy now, pay later loan firms. Ban them. Boxes not clever for mobility, say Manchester's pedestrians. France buys 100 more vehicles to prevent channel crossings. How about we just actually didn't do that? Deborah Francis White writes, why I broke a lifetime rule and tried psychedelics. Was it to write a column about it? How can chicken cost less than a pint? Because they treat them like shit. Robert Bly in the obituaries, American poet with an abiding interest in mysticism and the nature of masculinity. And Colin Morris, medieval, a historian who focused on crusades and the idea of the individual. And in the sport, County Store ECB diversity blueprint in aftermath of Rafiq scandal. United meet Valverde with Pochettino still in the sights. That is the Guardian. SK Crusader, Tiberius, Boris Johnson, Sunak, 4. It would be very unfair since Johnson's like twice his height and 4 times his weight. Johnson versus Sunak. Who wins? We lose. I reckon Sunak fights dirty though, so C122, H122. Yeah, I agree. Kin92. Can't wait till there's a can of butter episode of Bake Off so we can see Hollywood have a whitey live on telly. This edible ain't shit, and why is my bottom soggy? Ashflat McNulty. Is it because they're really fun? In reference to DFW. Right. Anyway, that was The Guardian. It is what it is. It is what it is. Give me your scores for it if you wish. For me, it's a standard negative nice. Right. Boom. Here we go with the Times. Right, on the front page of the Times, breathe in, bodycon is back. Well, I've been waiting to put my bodycon dresses back on, so I'm delighted to hear that. On the right-hand side, Robert Crampton, don't take away my happy pills. A very glib way of talking about the fact that the government is going to attempt to force the NHS to prescribe less antidepressants, fewer antidepressants. I think it's doing that because of cost savings. You know, just in the same way that CBT is the apparent fix-all because it's the cheapest. Thank you for redeeming posture check, C122H122, who says, best Royal Rumble is when the boss blew out his quads. Right, inside the Times. Oh yeah, sorry, on front page of the Times. Killers of emergency workers will be given life sentences. This is I tell you what, fine. If you want to do that, right, it should work the other way, which is when police officers are found to have committed crimes, they should get much longer sentences in your dumb system if that's the case. Prescribing CBT when it's all done online these days, so it costs a sweet FA. Yeah, CBT can be very expensive. Oh wait, the other CBT. Yeah, patients to travel for treatment. Radical proposal to cut NHS waiting list will send the sick around the country. Radical proposal, bullshit proposal. Sigma, I can say from experience, CBT fuck all when you're only given 12 sessions max. I know, they don't even commit to it. Councils will take on migrant children to help out the South. Can't we just call them children? I fucking hate this shit. The winner of the Bake Off, if you don't, I'm not going to say the name, but like it was a good winner, but it still wasn't Jurgen. Jurgen was the best in this season, I think. Police officer's widow wins her battle to change the law. There is a reason why we don't let victims and the families of victims decide how the law works. It's not. There's a good reason for that. It's really stupid and cynical. And really shouldn't change things that much anyway, because if you kill a police officer, or a public someone who's a public servant, it's already an aggravating factor. Elite universities ordered to help poorer students get best job. Yeah, but they won't. And also, university shouldn't be purely about like what job you get. But fuck, menopause lessons for men could save a marriage, says Rod Stewart. Johnson backs off from vow to guard homes against care costs. Of course he does, because he's a fucking liar. Cricket with Sunak bowls over donors at the Winter Ball. Yeah, I fucking hate this shit as well. Stop pretending that they've paid this money to do any of these things, right? They pay tens and hundreds of thousands of pounds not to do these activities, but for access to senior ministers. For fuck's sake. It's a money laundering operation. Rob saying this law protects people, but they're already dead, so I feel they're not protected by this. C122, H122, pro-Jurgen stream, the anti-German bias in the Bake-Off, ruin Bake-Off forever. Absolutely, yeah. Hey, Research Arena, how you doing? You have missed the Guardian speedrun and the Sun dissection. We're now on the Times. I only do TV news when I'm forced to, says Doris. I think Nadine Doris should be forced off a... never mind. In a Minecraft simulation. Ex-commando held over killing of couple as their children slept. A former soldier has been arrested on suspicion of murder of a couple who were allegedly attacked as their two children slept upstairs. It's an appalling story, as we've already said. Two alleged Maxwell victims over the age of consent. Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyers have accused prosecutors of making 11th hour changes to the case against her as it emerged that two of the four minor victims due to be called up were over the age of consent under local laws at the time. Yeah, but they didn't consent to what fucking happened, did they? Dick Pendren, sorry, been shouting at the BBC Politics Twitter account. For any particular reason, I mean, it's always justified. AstraZeneca jab can keep UK safer than Europe, claims boss. Well, of course he would. Homeopathy and Nazi pastors, Germans. For a nation of scientists, scholars, and overinsured hypochondriacs, Germans are proving astoundingly reluctant to get themselves jabbed against a deadly disease. That's just already... okay. Doris should be Minecraft. Social, it says C122, H122. Social media use linked to higher levels of depression. This is a fucking ridiculous study. Zahawi condemns teacher abuse on TikTok. Eco-friendly plastic is made of oil and salmon sperm. What type of oil? Vegetable oil. Okay, fine. Star Wars brews over digital sale of helmets. Series of Star Wars Stormtrooper helmets, decorated by some of Britain's most famous artists, may look pretty, but a dapple worthy of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker is brewing around their sale. The helmets, which have been decorated by artists and photographers such as Anish Kapoor and David Bailey, have been turned into non-fungible tokens without artist consent and have since been marketed for millions. Some have complained that their work has been exploited for financial gain. A representative for Bailey told the Financial Times first reported news of the sale they had not given permission or received any proceeds of any NFT sale and should be looking into the matter. The Design and Artist Copyright Society helped collect and distribute royalties, said it was making inquiries on behalf of a number of artists. Fucking NFTs, man. Gang plan murder of star's brother for months. The brother of a reality TV star was shot dead in front of his family in a hit had been planned by a Scandinavian gang for 6 months, a court was told. Flamme Begri, a Swedish citizen of Albanian heritage whose sister, Missy Bekri, appears in the ITV show Real Housewives of Cheshire, was killed on Christmas Eve 2019 outside his £1.5 million home. That's fucked. Stockwell 6 member finally cleared. A fourth member of the so-called Stockwell 6, a group of friends accused of trying to rob a corrupt police officer nearly 50 years ago, has had his conviction quashed. Texo Johnson, who's 67, was with 5 other young black men who were all arrested on the London Underground while travelling from Stockwell Station on February 18, 1972. The group were accused of trying to rob Detective Sergeant Derek Ridgewell, a British Transport Police officer, and put on trial at the Old Bailey. All pleaded not guilty. The Criminal Cases Review Commission, which investigates miscarriages of justice, referred Johnson's conviction for assault with intent to rob to the Court of Appeal after judges cleared the names of 3 of his friends in July. Johnson was cleared by the court at a hearing at the Royal Courts of Justice in London yesterday. Sir Julian Fawkes, sitting with Lord Justice Dingmans and Lady Justice Andrews, said it was most unfortunate that they had taken nearly 50 years to rectify the injustice suffered. Most unfortunate. Fuck you. Most unfortunate. This man deserves all the compensation they can possibly give him. Times really showing class solidarity with the Ghislaine coverage today. Absolutely. Dick Pedro for not disclosing that the publishers... for not Way shouting at the Twitter account for not disclosing that the publishers of Health Service Journal run a private healthcare company. Has anyone spoken about William's ridiculous racism? Oh god, he's fucking awful. Yeah, I've written about it written about it today. Anyone who buys NFTs deserves what they get. Not two men held after woman's body found. Gee, awful. Warhol and the hot punk hit the stage. The bromance between Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat is coming to a small British stage before heading to Hollywood. The young Vic has secured the premiere of Anthony McCartan's new script called The Collaboration, which focuses on the relationship in the 1980s between Warhol, whose star in the art world was declining, and Basquiat, who was in the ascendance. The big budget actors Paul Bettany and Jeremy Pope have been lured to play the artist at 550 capacity London Theatre and are presumed to be in the frame for the Hollywood adaptation. Human birth rate is hurting wildlife, says William. Oh god, fucking William, man. William is a fucked up eugenicist. I fucking hate him. Warning, wasn't passed to Saddam hostage aircraft. Passengers and crew on British Airways flight were held as human shields by Saddam Hussein after the UK failed to pass on the warning that Iraq had invaded Kuwait. Previous secret files reveal. Man has 3 kids and he's complaining about birth rates. Yeah, imagine that. KGR02, I'm really coming in for it today. Heathmore 2401, a royal being a eugenicist. I'm astonished, as Heathmore 2401. Manchester bomber and his brother showed off with guns. Manchester Arena bomber's elder brother had a very unhealthy interest in Islamic State terror group. Yeah, and the Manchester bomber was walked through the airport by the security services. Comment section. My big fan of me, Lord Finkelstein, says, it's absurd to imagine Johnson will change. The PM's chaotic speech to the CBI was a reflection of how he governs, but that's the style to which the party signed up. Fucking hell. Yeah, but you're a good William, KJ. Can you, 92, imagine being a eugenicist and being so clearly genetically fucked up by centuries of inbreeding. I know, imagine. West has a week to stop the rot at Interpol, says the unfortunately named Roger Boys. Matthew Paris is awful. Alice Thompson writes about Gen Z and it's as bad as you'd expect it to be. In the birthdays, Gregory Duran, the artistic director of the Royal Shakespeare Company, is 63. Shane Allen, the controller of comedy commissioning for the BBC until 2021, is 49. Professor Sir Michael Barber, the educationalist chairman office for students and regulator for the higher education sector until 2020, is 66. Pete Best, the original drummer in the Beatles, is 80. Lord Ian Botham is 66. Lord Ewan Cameron of Dillington, a landowner, so therefore a landlord, is 72. Willie Clays, the politician, Secretary General of NATO till 1995, is 83. Sir Billy Connolly is 79. Professor Dame Sally Davies is 72. She's the former Chief Medical Officer for England. Catherine Heigl, the actress from Knocked Up, Suits and Others, is 43. Christine Jardine, the Liberal Democrat MP for Edinburgh West, is 61. Professor Sir Bruce Keogh, the cardiothoracic surgeon, National Medical Director of NHS England until 2017, is 67. General Sir Richard Lawson, DSO, Commander-in-Chief, Allied Forces Northern Europe until 1986. 94. Sir Stephen Mayles, Lord Justice of Appeal, is 66. James Spencer Churchill, Duke of Marlborough, is 66. Alejandro Mayorkas, the US Secretary of Homeland Security, 62. Stephen Merchant, comedian and co-creator of The Office and Outlaws, is 47. Margaret Mountford, the lawyer, businesswoman and broadcaster, is 70. Graham Price, the rugby union player, is 70. Aaron Daddy Roy, activist and author, is 60. John Squire, guitarist and songwriter in the Stone Roses, also a painter, is 59. Edward Sturton, the presenter of the Sunday programme on BBC Radio 4, is 64. Paul Thorburn, the rugby union player for Wales until 1991, is 59. And Russell Watson, the tenor, is 55. On this day in 2005, the Licensing Act 2003 came into effect, permitting flexible hours on licensed premises, including 24-hour drinking. Today's quote comes from Nancy Mitford. Life itself was stranger than dreams and far, far more disordered. King United 2 says, my claim to fame is I've met Pete Best, delivered his post for a year. Disappointingly, he doesn't live on Pete Best Drive, which is like half a mile away. SK the Crusader, God, 24-hour drinking would be good today. Fucking, I love a bit of 24-hour drinking. Communist could be next PM of Spain. Great. Prime Minister vows to lead from the front in fight against rampant Tigray rebels in Ethiopia. Pilot arrested over couple missing on camping trip in Australia. Fake nurse worked as doctor for a decade, says Isambard Wilson in Spain. A Spanish man misled the British and Spanish health services as well as Spain's military with fake medical certificates, allowed him to practice as a doctor, a court has been told. According to evidence submitted to a Spanish military tribunal, the suspect, who's identified by his initials, started his fraudulent career as a medic when he used a fake diploma to work as a nurse in the Infanta Sofia Hospital in Madrid from 2009 to 2011. Inuit sue Denmark for loss of their childhood. 6 Inuit taken from their families in Greenland when they were aged between 5 and 8 in an experiment to create a Danish-educated elite are demanding compensation, and they should fucking get it. Disgusting. On the front of the Times too, breathe in, bodycon is back. No thanks. I don't wish to flaunt my curves. As many as I have. Trump allies ordered to face Capitol riot inquiry. The world is not enough. Bond film tip for loss despite record takings. Yeah, but that's because they do fucked up accounting. Fuck off. Tiffany's £30 million stocking filler. Tiffany & Co. has revealed the ultimate stocking filler. A diamond necklace valued up to $30 million. We are a dying empire. US takes on OPEC with oil release. They're trying to bring the prices down. David Smith in the business column says, will consumers spend when faced with rising inflation and higher taxes? No, is the answer. Yeah, the Mitfords are fucking horrible. One married Oswald Mosley, yes. Another was... Unity Mitford shot herself in the head after being depressed that Hitler was losing the war. The only one that was decent really was Decca Mitford, who was a communist and wrote an investigative journalist and a union organizer in the US. She also was very good friends with Maya Angelou. King United 2 on being a postman. Hard work and getting harder as they try to restructure a bit. It's a decent job if you like being outside and active, and pay is decent for a manual job. Very good union. Feel free to drop me a DM on Twitter or whatever, and I can give you any more detailed stuff. That's really cool. Dick Pendrin, they still got invited on Desert Island Disc. Yes. Diana Mitford, the wife of Oswald Mosley, was invited on Desert Island Disc in... late 80s, I believe, or even early 90s. Pretty fucked. Nazi pricks, fuck off, says King United 2. I agree with that. Sue Lawley's Castaway as a British Union fascist supporter, Lady Mosley. Yeah, 1989, bingo. In the obituaries, Henry Wolf, actor who's... But you can listen to that episode, by the way, and she is sinister as fuck. In the obituaries, Henry Wolf, actor whose collaborations with his old friend Harold Pinter included directing his first play and providing a bed sit for his assignations, i.e. shagging around. Michael Strauss, long-serving head of Impressionist and modern art at Sotheby's, who escaped occupied France and had a keen nose for a con, has died age 85. And Sir John Butterfield, real name, and Conservative MP who represented a safe seat for 26 years, only to stand down after being caught up in the expenses scandal, has died. He was 80. In the sports, new boss, old saviour. Ronaldo gives Carrick winning start. United eye Valverde for interim role. Chelsea race to last 16 of the Champions League. And Matthew Syed says, Co's chilling views have made me rethink the Olympics boycott. That is the Times. Give me your scores. For me, it's a triple negative. Nice. That's a minus 69, minus 69, minus 69. Slinker Meyer, remember when scandals actually damaged politicians? Yeah, I do. And then we've had stuff like Priti Patel running her own foreign policy and actually coming back promoted to an even bigger role. Amazing scenes. King United 2 on wishing that Diana Mitford's episode of Desert Island Disc began with her picking as her first record Straight Outta Compton by MWA. Selinka Maya in with the quadruple negative nice. Centuple negative nice from Recursive Rosie. A 0 from Jane Pickering. Hello, Jane Pickering, the classic Jane Pickering 0. Dick Pendrin with minus 6.9 millionths. C122H122 in with the centuple negative nice. Hey Jane, it's awesome to see you. Glad to see you. Right, now we come to our final paper of the day. It is the Daily Mail. All right, let's get that in the frame. Neon Lady in with minus $1 billion for the Times. Daily Mail, boom. Right, here we go, front page of the Daily Mail. Why did BBC give airtime to Meghan's mouthpieces, but not the rest of the royals? Well, that's bullshit. The royals were asked to take part, and they did supply a statement. If you want to know more about that documentary, please check out today's newsletter. I'd really appreciate it if you could share it. brokenbottleboy.substack.com. Hit the latest piece. There you go. Dick Pendrin just been reminded on Twitter that when Johnson was Foreign Secretary, Theresa May stopped him having access to intelligence, but it was never mentioned in the election campaign. Yeah, it was a shit. Like, they really dropped the ball a lot of times on that stuff. The media rarely mentioned it, and Labour could have hammered at that, but they lacked the aggression in that campaign. Harper's Law triumph for campaigning widow who watched killers of PC husband smirking in the dock. As I said when we looked at this story earlier, I fucking hate the system as it is anyway, but if you're going to have this, right, police, a police officer who commits murder should get commits a crime should get a much stronger sentence. But they don't do that because it only cuts one way. Royal news is so dull. I think so. Growing older ain't what it used to be. Just ask this sprightly midwife star, a sultry supermodel and a boyish Beatle. Jenny Agata, 68. Ringo Starr, 81. And Helena Christensen, 52. Forced out by parent power. Woke head who indoctrinated pupils at £32,000 a year school. Head teacher of Britain's most expensive day school has resigned following a row over a new woke agenda. Robin Appleby last week told trustees at the American school in London that she would be quitting as head of school from January, less than 5 years after she was appointed. Her resignation came after a group of parents wrote a 12-page letter complaining that their children were being indoctrinated in the controversial and divisive ideology of critical race theory. Fuck off! And why did they complain about that? Well, it was the Daily Mail who started pushing that. Of course it was. PM's night with tycoons behind new tax offices. A PM shared a table with two property tycoons at a Tory fundraiser. Hours before it was announced, thousands of civil servants were moving to offices the pair developed. It's so corrupt and they don't give a fuck. They really pleased with the right-wing press are absolutely delighted with Nadine Dorries. Henry Deeds in the sketch writes, a fruity cackle worthy of Vincent Price. Nadine's a culture secretary with real bite. Just because she slags off the Beeb. Dick Pendrin, this major in America, recommend following Michael Hobbs on it, though he's a lib. Yeah, the fucking, we have now imported the mad bullshit about critical race theory, indoctrinating our children here. King United 2 praxis, take a load of rich people's money and turn their kids into communists. I know that's not what happened, but still, yeah. C122H122, is Keir talking about this with Boris? Who fucking knows? Doubt it. I missed PMQs today because I was actually doing something useful. On pages 10 and 11, take COVID test to go Christmas shopping. Check your virus free if you plan to hit the high street or a pub, says official guidance. That seems sensible. That seems sensible because the Daily Mail makes it sound bad. Why did the BBC give airtime to Meghan's mouthpieces but not the rest of the royals, says Richard Kay. Oh, fuck off. 4 p.m. united in grief for the finest of colleagues is the way that we're now having it spun about Sir David Amess. Look into his voting record and you'll see otherwise. Labour's back in business. I meant business, says Dick Pendrin. On page 17, police called to parking row couple 3 times before killing. Parents were stabbed to death in home as children slept upstairs. They caught some of these rows were caught in footage on the doorbell cam. Horrendous. 4 glasses of wine raise dementia risk. Oh, fuck off. Some weeks it's good, some weeks it's bad. Who gives a fuck? How we can stop the blob, writes Duncan Simpson, research director at the Taxpayers Alliance. The Taxpayers Alliance is a think tank that represents only people who don't pay taxes. Tax avoiders, evaders, and other fuckers. Fuck the Taxpayers Alliance. Sarah Vine, talking about people who should fuck off. Sarah Vine says, my anxiety was like a house crumbling around me. Pills patched me up, but they could never fix the root cause. It's a pull up the ladder column from Sarah Vine. The blob is a specifically American term. Yeah, although it was brought over here and pushed. Actually, while Michael Gove was at the Department of Education, he used it to describe civil servants there. More like tax dodgers, allowances, Neon Lady, pretty much. Vaping linked to cancer, same as cigarettes, according to some new research. I would simply do neither. Page 23, reality TV star's brother shot dead on doorstep by a Swedish hitman. What if a hitman was Swedish? Is Bond heading to a £75 million loss? No, it's Hollywood accounting, you fucking idiots. They've done this spread where they get pictures of Peppa Pig's dad and compare them to a picture of Boris. Sarah Vine, how did she get a column? Imagine. Antidepressants aren't even prescribed as a solution, you vapid fucking moron, says Kinu92. Pepper and Percy, the pigs bringing home the bacon. Twins killed as 46 perish in holiday bus inferno in... where is this? Northern Macedonia. Horrible. Amazon is the best, but gets fewer than 3 stars in delivery services. Apparently, Royal Mail second best, DPD third best, Yodel fourth best, and Hermes the worst. Great year for Italy, says winner of Great British Bake Off. Fuck the Daily Mail for this as well. This is a country where people from all sorts of countries come to live. Or at least it used to be. The notion that, like, oh, Giuseppe, he's Italian, so he can't win the Great British Bake Off. Great British Bake Off is just, it's about the country that the show is made in. It's not meant to be like a white supremacist fucking rallying call, pardon me, or a British exceptionalism shit. Fuck off. Q92 on antidepressants. The entire point of antidepressants is keep you level a bit elevated, while in a functional mental health system, you receive therapy or other treatment to help you with the root causes. Yes, exactly. On pages 32 and 33, shunned by my parents are having an IVF baby alone at 50. They thought Kelly was being selfish, would never cope, and weren't afraid to say so, but the magic of a new grandchild changed everything. And now we've written about it in the Daily Mail. On this day, on the 24th of November, 2021, from the Daily Mail archive, 1990, on this day. Roald Dahl died yesterday, a week after being struck down by a mystery virus. He was 74. The author, whose children's books brought him worldwide fame, had seemed to recover from the illness, but it returned last week and he was taken to his home at Great Missington, Buckinghamshire, to Oxford's John Radcliffe Hospital. He was, of course, fucking massively racist in numerous ways, including being quite the virulent anti-Semite. November 24th, 2003, a major Australian newspaper published a grovelling apology to England yesterday. The Sunday Sydney Morning Herald admitted it had been wrong to knock England's Rugby World Cup winning side and said pom bashing should end. Bash away, lads. Happy birthday to Sir Billy Connolly, who's 79, and Catherine Heigl, who's 43. Also born on this day, Grace Darling, 1815 to 1842, the daughter of a lighthouse keeper, risked her life, saved the survivors of the wrecked steamship Forfarshire. The RNLI awarded her a silver medal for gallantry, and Queen Victoria sent her £50 after her death from tuberculosis. The poet laureate William Wordsworth wrote a poem in tribute. Penny Horsell, 1946 to 2011. The Lancashire-born author was a typist and a bank before writing more than 200 books for Mills and Boon under pen names, including Penny Jordan. Horsell, who sold around 100 million copies, wrote 5,000 words a day between Monday and Wednesday, spending the rest of the week on housework. On November 24th in 1962, BBC's satirical show That Was the Week That Was, hosted by David Frost, was first broadcast. And in 1998, the Queen's Speech, the government outlined its plans to abolish the rights of 700 peers, hereditary peers, to sit and vote in the House of Lords. Quote of the day comes from Ross Perot, former presidential candidate and business magnate. Power is wonderful and absolute. Power is wonderful and absolute power is absolutely wonderful. Bullshit. Joke of the day. What did the horse say after it tripped? Help. I've fallen and I can't giddy up. C1 22H122. An Italian winner of Bake Off Country's gone to the dogs. Kin 92. If I was married to Michael Gove, I'd take something very different to search for Lean. C1 22H122. Cocaine. Kin 92. 0.357 hollow point. Joke, not funny. Perot robbed that quote from Madame Noor. Recursive Rosie. Not even possible as a dad joke. The horse thing. No. Not even a cracker joke. In the Money Mail, the definitive truth about Black Friday bargains. Basically, some of them aren't bargains. How gold jewellery online can be as little as 0.6% pure. Well, yeah, fine, whatever. What should you do if your energy firm goes bust? Paul O'Grady, for the love of dogs, is on at 8 p.m. on ITV. Please, Lord Austin, don't tune in. You will not enjoy it. Roland White, The Great Escape, A Daring Plan, 5 stars. And P.D. James, The Murder Room, 5 stars also in the TV reviews. In the cartoons, Garfield and Odie are hanging out. In Chloe & Co., Chloe and her friend are sat down drinking and talking about men. And in Fred Bassett's looking at them eating their dinner, and his owner says, "You can't be hungry." And he said, "I know that, you know that, but my stomach doesn't know that. Give poor Fred some more food," is the answer there. Jack Dash 1916, thank you for following the channel. Today's poems, oh dear, these are really bad, I'm afraid. Today's poem: you don't know how much you love someone until they are not there, until you look across the room and see the empty chair. You don't know how much they mean to you until you hear their voice no more, nor the sound of quiet footsteps coming through the door. No smiling face to greet you, no cheery wave goodbye, no loving arms to hold you and comfort when you cry. No one to share the memories of times from long ago, of tender special moments that only we would know. How have I lived without you, Mum, through these long and lonely years, when sadness overwhelms me, and I can't hold back the tears. I do know how much I love you, Mum, and it's far more than words can say, and I do know this for certain, we'll be together again one day. And that's Christine Cole of Weston-super-Mare, who needs to not have to send her misery into the Daily Mail. And the limerick today comes from Ken Irons of the Isle of Wight, who frequently sends in limericks. Us oldies who live on a pension have been shocked by the Tories' intention to refuse triple lock when they work round the clock doing jobs that they never mention. No. Fuck that. Today there's a bunch of letters about how it's terrible to cancel Churchill. Of course, Churchill's not been cancelled. And in the straight to the point letters, Karen Robinson of Immingham says, "All the promises about the Northern Powerhouse amount to an empty soundbite." David S. Wilcox, real name, says, "Looks as if the 9 jailed Insulate Britain activists have come unstuck." Barry Davies says, "Look, the police can fine all mobile phone driving offences, but what about drinking a coffee at the wheel? How can you be in control of a vehicle with a boiling cuppa in one hand?" Graham Andrews writes, "Mobile phones are an undisputed distraction, but what about sat-navs? It's not safe for a driver's eyes to deviate from the road to check the route. That's why they talk, and you can turn the screen off." Don Stewart says, "What a great interview with Nigel Kennedy, who is not afraid to say what others dare not. Sadly, I don't see a knighthood heading his way." Brian Chrisley says, "Thanks, Ant and Deck, for dictating the speed limit in my area due to a bunch of celebrities I've never heard of." Name Supplied writes, The lady wasn't for turning, but Boris has U-turned so many times, he's driving me round the bend. And Colin MacDonald of Nottingham, says, can't do a Notts accent, sorry. Boris will never rival George Clooney's looks, but he does have to look as though. But does he have to look as though someone has put a thatched roof on a jumble sale? It's not the looks that matter. But not a bad letter actually from Nottingham there, SK. Not a bad letter. Probably the best one of the day. Dick Pendren finding that poem a bit moving. Neon Lady's too sad for me to mock. I just feel sad. Yeah, it was a bad poem, but I feel sorry for the woman. Today's recipe, leftover lamb curry. That's the recipe. Jesus. Also, I guarantee most Daily Mail readers cannot make a good curry because of their natural aversion to spice. On the back page, in the sport, Chelsea thrash Juventus to book last 16 spots. Here's Ronnie. It's Cristiano Ronaldo shining to get Carrick off to a flyer. I feel like that face has been seen by others in less salubrious contexts. SK the Crusader, most Daily Mail readers don't salt their food, yet guaranteed. They consider pepper to be the top end of spices. Poch leaves door open for United. It's the other headline there. Right, give me your scores for the Daily Mail. For me, it's a classic standard quadruple negative nice. Very bad, very negative paper that brings only darkness to the world. Quadruple negative nice. It's another quadruple negative nice from Selenka Meyer. Thank you very much for that. Rachel G says, literally my conversation with the GP this morning after about 8 years on anti-anxiety meds was me saying I was struggling to pay for my therapy sessions at the moment and asking if the South Norfolk mental health system was still basically non-functional. Her answer was yes, you could go on a year-long waiting list, but you wouldn't actually get any appropriate treatment at the end of it. I know Norfolk's mental health system across the county is fucking appallingly messed up, and it also is meaning that a lot of people. It also links into, like, particularly in Norwich, a really significant increasing problem with street homelessness where people are unsupported. It's fucking appalling. Jane Pickering in with a 0. The classic Jane Pickering 0 for the Mail there. I'm sorry to hear that though, Rachel. It's appalling. Really appalling. Yeah. So, thank you for joining me today. As I say, I'm sorry that I missed Monday and Tuesday, but tomorrow we'll have an excellent episode, and on Friday it's a magazine special. If you want to get involved in choosing what magazines there are, just chuck the price of that magazine into the paper fund there, paypal.me/Conquest of the Useless, and I will. I'll get that magazine. I mean, I know I promised Dan that I'd do the non-league paper for a long time. Still haven't found a copy of it, but I will if I can. And please do take a look at the newsletter. You can subscribe for free. brokenbottleboy.substack.com. And if you could share today's edition, I'd really appreciate that. Rachel, the fun thing is still better than gender identity services. Almost anywhere is, isn't it? Like, the gender identity stuff is fucked. And again, I feel for people incredibly on that. So yeah, thank you for joining me all. You can find me on Twitter, of course, Broken Boulder Boy, and I will make sure to share the Discord again in tomorrow's show. Get more people on the Discord. So yeah, good to see you, Jane Pickering. Good to see you all. Cheers, Slinker, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. for another exciting edition of The Paper Thing. Cheers all. Bye-bye.